Well, an important question to ask is why bed sharing? Why sleep with your baby? And in some ways, it's a very critical question to ask. It's one that's really ignored by public health officials that wished it would go away. Well, it's not going to go away because we live in a breastfeeding culture now, and breastfeeding is in fact functionally interrelated with sleeping close to baby in one way or another. So the baby's not going to be found down the hall because human breast milk is very calorie light. There's not much protein, there's not much fat, lots of sugars, it burns fast, but it's perfect for good brain growth of our human infant brains. But the problem is that babies need to feed about every hour and a half to 2 hours, and that's what they do. So mothers, even if they don't plan it, they find, I get more sleep if I have my baby closer and closer. And babies negotiate even further, and they like being next to their moms, and indeed, there you go. Moms like pleasing their babies, babies like getting those sensations of warmth and protectiveness that they're designed to enjoy and to respond positively to, and thus you get, in our culture now, bed sharing. What happens when they bed share? Well, babies breastfeed 2 to 3 to 4 times more frequently than if they were sleeping down the hall. That boosts their immune systems. While they're bed sharing, they oxygenate, they arouse more frequently. These are all very protective and related differences between a bed-sharing baby and a solitary sleeping baby. The arousals that babies exhibit in relationship to their parents, who may have aroused 2 or 3 seconds before, leads to an oxygenation. They maintain higher oxygen levels. They simply will as well spend more time in lighter stages of sleep, which is an advantage for babies that are so premature at birth. That is, we're all premature at birth with only 25% of our brain volume. That's who we are. But this requires us to learn how to arouse to protect ourselves from apneas. You don't want a baby that has an arousal deficiency, that has difficulty arousing, being pushed into really artificial, deeper stages of sleep by virtue of sensory isolation from the mother. But that's exactly what happens. Sensory isolation permits babies to sleep long and hard before they're really ready to accommodate it, by virtue of having an equal ability to get out of a deep pattern of sleep, should they need to conclude or to terminate an apnea, a slight breathing pause. So what we find in the bed sharing situation that has potentially life-saving significance is that babies, one, get a lot of practice arousing, which is the defense mechanism against apneas or oxygen depletion, and or they spend a greater amount of time in the lighter stages of sleep for which they're better designed to awake from in order to terminate those apneas. So breastfeeding is increased, oxygenation, body temperature is maintained at a better level that's to the immature baby's needs, etc. You find light stage and more arousing. And all of these things reflect the normative biological expected patterns of sleep for our human infants.